Hey folks, Craig here with geektech.ie, back with another video, and today we're taking a look at the Smart Ultra 6 from Vodafone. This is Vodafone's latest semi-flagship sort of device. It's basically a great device on paper for an extremely good price, which I think is around €170 at the moment, and it comes with some outstanding specifications. We recently reviewed the Smart Prime 6, which was a sub €100 phone, and it itself featured extremely good specs for the price, and shortly thereafter Vodafone released the Smart Ultra 6, which even has better specs, obviously for a higher price, but these are the type of specs you'd see on a phone with a price tag easily double this. So it's great for Vodafone. Big thanks to them for sending this out for review. So we've already spent a good bit of time with it, so basically I just wanted to give you guys a quick impression, overall conclusion, and a breakdown of the device itself and what we thought about it. So this is just a quick intro. So we're just going to move over, take a look at the specs. But before, just take a look at the specs and then move over and talk about the device itself. Before we do that, we're going to take a look at the box itself and the contents that come with it. So I hope you enjoy watching the video, and definitely check out the full review on the website as well. It includes photos, examples. We also have other videos with gameplay performance, which you'd be very surprised for a phone for just under €200, well, a good bit under €170. So thanks for watching. Okay, so this is the box and the phone. We're going to move the phone to the side here, and we're just going to concentrate. Sorry if I keep sniffing, I actually just had a cold there not too long ago, so sorry. Apologies. So basically this is the box, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick look at what comes with the box. This is it here. It's pretty straightforward, very Samsung-like, I think, with the cardboard, but I guess a lot of device manufacturers are doing the same thing. Pretty straightforward, so I'm just going to quickly open this and just show you what it comes with. So straight inside, that's where the phone would have been sitting. You have a white USB cable, micro USB. Underneath here you have the charger, which I'll give you a better look at in a second. And finally you have a set of normal earphones, not the in-ear ones but the standard ones. So pretty straightforward, nothing really spectacular there. I do believe there's some booklets that I already took out earlier on, but again, all standard stuff. So that's pretty much the contents right there, and of course the phone itself. The charger here is rated for 1.5 milliamps, or 1500 milliamps I should say. So I'm just going to zoom in there so you can get a better look. And that's the charger there, pretty straightforward, nice and small, easy to move around, and that's it. It's all white. Again, very Samsung-esque, I should say. I believe this device is actually manufactured by Alcatel, if I'm not mistaken, but nonetheless it is Vodafone branded, and Vodafone's kind of own thing. They just push for that. So that's pretty much the contents there. Again, there's booklets and stuff, but they're not really important. So again, earphones, USB cable, charger, and the phone itself, so pretty straightforward. So now we're going to move over and take a closer look at the phone and talk about the specifications as well. Okay, now it's time to take a closer look at the phone itself. Vodafone have gone with a very sleek design here. Obviously they wanted to keep costs down, so they haven't gone for, the whole metal frames or anything like that. But again, they did a great job making the device look really, really nice, and it's still extremely slim, lightweight, and it feels really nice in the hand. So I wanted to give you a quick look around it, just so you can kind of get an idea of what they've gone with here. So we have a 5.5-inch IPS display with a 920 by 1080p, 920 by 1080 resolution. So it's a full 1080p display. The device measurements are 154 millimeters long, 77 millimeters wide, and 8.4 millimeters thick. So it's still extremely slim device, and it's definitely one of the surprising factors of a phone for this price. It's one of those things where the specs are great, the design is great, so they've kind of nailed it there. Weight is 159 grams, which is again typical of a device with these types of specs, but also again pretty good as well, because I've definitely seen weightier phones, thicker phones with lesser specs and higher price tags. Inside we have Qualcomm's Snapdragon 615 processor, which is a big little architecture. So it's got two quad-core Cortex A53 processors, one clocked at 1.5 gigahertz and then one clocked at 1 gigahertz. So basically you'll use whichever one is necessary, depending on what you're doing, obviously for low power and such. But you can use them all at any given time if the phone needs it. We have the Adreno 405 GPU and 2 gigabytes of RAM. There's 16 gigs of storage and a 13 megapixel camera on the back and a 5 megapixel camera on the front. Again, all fantastic specs which were completely unexpected for a phone of this price tag. Again, I think it's about 169, 175 euro, give or take, depending on if you're upgrading or buying it again, something like that. But it's around 170 euro, which is fantastic. And while it is a Vodafone phone, of course you can unlock it if you wished. That is always an option. Yeah, so again, another spec, another great feature here is micro SD slot here on the left side, and there's the nano SIM slot here on the right, as you can see. And then we've got volume rocker and then buttons. So I'll give you a better look at it there. Zoom in. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. It's not too dark. You can see there with the Vodafone symbol here at the back. Up, down. USB port. Micro USB 2.0, which also supports USB on the go. So you can check out the gameplay video we did. We just threw in an Xbox 360 joypad and it worked flawlessly. On the left side we have again the micro SD slot. I'm sorry if you can't see that all too well. I need to adjust the focus here real quick. So there you go. So again, it comes with a little pin needle thingy for popping out those slots. But again, that's pretty much the device. Again, it's straightforward loudspeaker here on the back, and that is the back of it there. It's kind of like a silverish, but I think I get a kind of a hint of blue in there, I feel. But yeah, it's mostly just a kind of a titanium cover kind of thing, the Vodafone symbol, LED flash, and then the 13 megapixel camera. We have done the camera shots and stuff like that. It's not the best camera we've seen, obviously. It's not intended to be, but it still provides great quality pictures. There are some issues with balance, which I hope will get solved with some updates in the future, because it's definitely a software related one. When I reviewed the Smart Prime 6, which is a lower camera, I had great balance with the HDR. There's slight issues with this one, but the camera app is extremely well put together for this. As you can see, you've got a ton of control over the different options that it comes with, a good few modes as well that you can always take a look at, including obviously HDR, as I said, multi-exposure, panorama, interval capture, smell detection and filters. And then obviously you've got the manual mode, which is great because it gives you a lot of control over exposure, ISO and such. So yeah, the camera app itself is pretty good. So but again, you can take a better look at that on the site as well and take a closer look. Basically, from using the camera app and the camera itself, there's definitely some improvement there, but again, the price point of this, seriously, a 13 megapixel camera, the quality is definitely there. Videos look great, but again, the whole point is it's kind of a preference thing nowadays with quality in cameras and stuff. So definitely check them out for yourself so you can get your own opinion on it. And cameras and all, environmental and stuff. I actually had to go out a few times just to get different videos, because the weather here in Ireland isn't exactly the best. It's not as predictable as you would like. So basically I got a nice sunny day. I was able to do it. Even during the summer, it's not easy. So but yeah, so just a quick run through the phone itself. In fact, I'm going to just run a quick benchmark here, just in case anyone wants to know what the performance is like. Again, there you can see some of the specs. CPU speed, Adreno 405, 2 gigabytes of memory. It's running Android 5.0.2, but I believe 5.1 upgrade is available to it, or will be available to it. At least that's what I've been hearing anyway, but I haven't seen an update pop up on it yet. but I'll just run that through that there. Some of the other specs: Wi-Fi, BGN, no AC support sadly, Bluetooth 4.0. There's also an FM radio in there, which I think is fantastic. And another great thing is it has a 3000 milliamp battery, which is excellent. I know it's a 5.5 inch phone, so you'd expect a nice hefty battery in there, but again, this is basically a true shocker of a phone. I have not seen a phone with these specs for this money as of yet. So Vodafone have killed it with this, and already I'm over the moon about its performance, its design, its usability. I can definitely see this being an extremely popular device, and it really puts pressure on all the other flagships out there. I mean, when they're talking 400, 500, 600 euro for phones, you really wonder what they're bringing to the table. Because I mean, this is fun. It's an IPS display, 1080p. It's all the bells and whistles that you want from a device, and it's at an excellent price. I mean, it's truly, it ticks all the right boxes. I mean, it's really, I haven't come to something that has been, like that, stopgap where I've literally gone, okay, no, I can't use this. It's missing something. It's not. It's great. It's a true all-rounder phone. Great performance, great quality, and cheap. I mean, what more do you really want from a smartphone nowadays? But yeah, so basically, I'm just gonna let that finish off there. Battery life has been pretty impressive. Again, it is a 5.5 inch phone, so having that big battery is definitely one of those things. I mean, it's not the thinnest phone, which means obviously they used up some of the thickness and stuff to fit a decent sized battery in it, which I love to see. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good a phone is if the battery's dead. Sadly, it's not removable, but it is big enough to get you definitely through a day. But you can read that more on the yoke, because I want to go through the battery test again, kind of finalize it, because it took a while to get a SIM card for this, so I can do it properly. So as you can see here, with single core score is 642 and multi-core score is 2322. Similar performance to what we've seen from flagships just from last year. Obviously, more expensive devices are going to have better hardware in them, better chipsets, and they're obviously going to outperform them. But these types of performance here are definitely proven to give me, I've gone through it here. There's no slowdown, no lag. Everything seems smooth. Throughout operation through the last couple of weeks that I've been playing around with this phone. Believe it or not, for a phone for this price, it kind of puts pressure for me to find something negative about it, to find something that goes, okay, it is, missing something here, or it suffers here a lot. It really doesn't. This phone is excellent in every single category that I've thrown at it. I mean, I've put the same level of scrutiny I would a flagship from this year, and it still feels great. And the gameplay tests were amazing. Dead Trigger 2, high settings. GTA, I had to lower some of the settings, but I've had to do that on other phones in the past. It just seems GTA San Andreas just, really tries to kill it. But even lowering it from max to high settings on GTA San Andreas, it still looked fantastic. It still looked the same amount of detail. You wouldn't really notice the difference, but playback was obviously, frame rate was much better, and Modern Combat 5 played back fine. So again, a lot of great things there, but there's a bunch of benchmarks you can check out on the site anyway, just in case you want to know the performance. But again, just when you think about the specs here, we're talking 1080p display, Octa-Core processor, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gig storage, MicroSD for expansion, 13 megapixel camera and 3000 milliamp battery, and an FM radio, all running the latest Android software. It's really hard to fault this device. For €170, this is probably the best device I've seen at this price. I mean, it's given, that's a given, but I mean, this is the one product that I can recommend hands down for anyone looking for a smartphone who doesn't want to spend €600 or enter into a contract for obscene amount of time, and spend a ridiculous amount of money. So basically, just save your money, get this phone. Trust me when I say you will not be missing out. There's really, I mean, unless you're like a serious photographer who likes to have the best camera on their smartphone for those pictures, that's probably the only real thing that I can consider. The worst thing about this phone is definitely the camera's quality isn't as good as what we've seen from other smartphones, but it's not bad. I just basically, if I have to pick something negative, it's the camera. But again, it's not a bad camera. It's just not as good as what we've seen, and I mean that should say a lot about this device as well, considering the fact that I mean, most people who have their cameras and their smartphones, they really don't care anymore. I mean, I've never seen anyone go, oh, that picture looks much better than this. I mean, it's just not something that people put a lot of effort into, and I don't think most people will actually buy a smartphone because the camera is better quality, unless that's what you're looking for. And again, I mean, most phones are gonna, most flagships aren't really going to be your option as well. You're going to be looking at real niche products, like the Samsung Galaxy camera or something like that, something serious. But again, overall, I love this device. I think Vodafone have definitely, stumbled onto something killer here, because I mean, this definitely puts a lot of pressure on other smartphone manufacturers, definitely other networks as well. I mean, I haven't seen, obviously this being a Vodafone phone, other networks aren't going to have this. So this is definitely, I mean, I know people can just unlock it and then, just move to another network. But I can definitely see a lot of people just going, screw it, I'll get this phone from Vodafone and then I'll be happy. It's nice and easy to use. I wonder in the future what we're going to see from Vodafone, because this, at this price point, is absolutely fantastic. I 100% recommend this phone. Again, one other spec that I nearly skipped over, I just saw that it's 4G as well. Again, amazing to see from a phone from this price. It is all that more impressive than the Smart Prime 6, which has insanely good specs for under €100. This is flagship specs from this year. 1080p display, seriously is gorgeous. IPS, insanely bright. Nothing missing from this phone. There's nothing, you're not going to be missing something from this phone compared to flagships for much more money. Obviously they're going to run better, they're going to have better, software features, whatever they're going to have. They're going to look nicer, whatever reasons. But I mean, at the end of the day, you could buy 2 or 3 of these for those prices, and that's just one of the reasons why this is great. One feature it has as well, which I only found out there a while ago, is it has double tap to wake. Now it's a little iffy at times, because I actually tried it but it didn't work properly. But I think that's just, I mean, just me not being used to it. It does wake it up. It's a little iffy. I think that's just software related or something, and it will be fixed. If it was a serious issue, again, it could be just me because I'm not really used to it. I haven't had a phone that had it, but it is, again, it's nice to see that in a phone that's under €200. Again, this is completely ready to go. There's no contract, there's nothing. You go into a shop, you can buy this phone for €170. You walk at the store, it's yours. That's it, and it is fantastic. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the review. If you have any questions or anything you want to know about it, please leave a comment below, and I will do my best to answer it if there's anything you specifically want to know about it. Because I can definitely see this being an extremely popular device for the money. And big massive thank you to Vodafone for sending it out. It's great to see this type of phone for this price. I really hope it puts pressure on, the serious flagship designers out there. If you're looking for €500 for your device, you got to bring more, because I mean, at the end of the day, if this is what we're getting for this price, you got to give us more. That's just it. So yeah, I really thanks so much for watching the video. Again, if you have any comments, leave it below. You can also check out the gameplay videos, camera videos on the YouTube channel, and we also have the full review again on the website. I'll leave a link to that all below. I hope you enjoyed the video again, and yeah, thanks for watching.